Well, hi and welcome to another Guns Contractors video. Today I've got something a little special that I've been asking for a long time, and finally they've made it, which is pretty cool. I've played with pallet forks before. Some of you will know, in fact one of you bought my forks. I think they've been around a couple of people now, because sadly everyone's realised the same thing, that on a little 3-ton machine, this was before I had my Engcon, a set of pallet forks sounds like a great idea, but actually nobody makes a really lightweight set that kind of suits the size of machine that we've got here, and the attachment itself becomes basically just too heavy to really use them properly and be able to lift anything with any capacity. Plus there's they're awkward, they're heavy things to move around. A 3-ton rated set of forks is just too much. This machine doesn't even weigh that. It's definitely not going to lift it. So I had some made by BMC. As I said, they've done the rounds with a couple of people now. I still see them around, and really they should have suited like a 5-ton machine, and the 5-tonner would have handled them lovely. So I kind of learnt a lesson there, and for a while though I've always thought, well, the idea is good. It's a good idea, but it needs executing better. So been bugging Engcon for a while, why not? I've got a bit of an inroad with them, and we had obviously I went to Sweden back in March, and they said they had a new product coming out, and I thought, oh, okay, what's that about then? Set of lightweight forks, Ollie. I thought, now we're talking. So I had hoped, and they had hoped that I would have them in time for the Chelsea show, because it would have been really handy there. There's so little room to manoeuvre. You could sit in one position and fork from a lorry here and manoeuvre it, put it over here on the garden. That would have been lovely. Sadly, we didn't quite get them made in time. These ones I think were made in July and delivered to me late July. So hot off the press, so to speak. Obviously we're now in August. I've been busy, things have been going on, but set of lightweight forks. Now, I don't expect to lift a pack of blocks with these. Before anyone starts going on about, oh, well, you're not gonna lift with that. Yeah, I know, it's a 3-ton digger. It's not even 3-ton, it's 2.8-ton digger. So I get that. But my point here is I wanna be able to lift. I got a pallet of road barriers. I'm fed up of moving them. I wanna lift them. I wanna lift trees. Small trees, we're not talking the big monsters that I get that 12-ton telehandler in for, but just trees that are just too heavy to pick up yourself, but not really that heavy in terms of pallets and things. If I can move half a pack of something, I'll be pleased. But actually it's more just stuff that you end up having to move around. You got half a leftover pallet of this, a pallet of plants. It doesn't weigh a lot. They're sort of bulky. I manoeuvre them around all the time, and it would just be so handy to be able to do that with the excavator. It's just another little tool in the bag. I am really in two minds about forks on excavators. I think it wears tracks out. People do way too much tracking around these days with forks on, in my opinion. I just think there's better tools for it on big building sites. But on the small sites I'm on, there are situations where set forks be handy. So without further ado, I'll show you probably the first in the country. Don't know, they haven't told me, but I doubt there's many people who've got a set of these yet. The new lightweight Engcon forks on S30 180 here, but are available on S40 as well. So let me walk you around them. So this is Engcon's new lightweight fork, and they've not gone crazy with this, they've not reinvented the wheel. It didn't need it. The problems I always had was the carriage and the frame and the forks, are just rated too high. They never needed to be 3-ton, which most people make forks. There are other people with forks on an S30 tilt rotator, but it's just too much for me. What Engcon have done here is they've kept them pretty lightweight. I think we're coming in at 135 kilos for these. The fork tines are a little bit shorter, but I can compromise with that, to be honest. Again, I'm not looking to pick up packs of bricks and things. So I think this is a really good little compromise. The frame itself is not too heavy. They're fixed, so that's fine by me, because you can use the forks to manipulate stuff around. Dead handy, really good for trees, because when we pick trees up, we tend to put the root ball in between the forks and lean them at a slight angle. And if you have the sliding forks, sometimes they just start sliding as you're moving around and things. So I'm quite happy with the fixed fork idea. Yes, we could have gone hydraulic. I'm sure you could. for me, again, it's about weight saving here. We've only got a little digger. So these are fresh to me. I've just had a quick play with them, and I picked up this pack of Harris feet. Again, plenty of Harris fencing around the job. I'm fed up of moving it. It's not that heavy, but it's bulky, and that is exactly where I see these working for me. How many Harris feet on this? I don't know, what's a Harris foot weigh? 20 kilos? 2, 4, 6, 12, 15, there's probably 25, 30 Harris feet on there. You get fed up of moving them around if you were doing it by hand, and she picks it up. At reach, it does make the machine nod a bit, but she will do it. And you can manipulate it as well. You can do the full 360. So I'm really happy with how they work. I think they're going to pick up pallets of this, tipping skips, other stuff we've got lying about this job we need to clear up. I think that's going to work really, really well. So I haven't used them in anger yet, I would say. This isn't really the perfect job for that here, but I will have a job in the future that I think these are going to be dead handy for, and I will do a full review, and I've obviously worn the paint off them a little bit because they are spanking. But that is a really nice little set of forks from Engcon there. I think they've done well with this, and yeah, pretty pleased with them. They are a bit pricey. Some of the Engcon stuff is getting quite expensive now. But yeah, like I've said before, the quality is really good on them. So yeah, pretty pleased. And because you've got the tilt rotator, they're just so manoeuvrable, and you can do an awful lot with them. So we'll see how I get on with them. It's early days, but yeah, initial thoughts are I'm pleased with it. It's yeah, they're pretty much, I mean, I could always ask for less weight, but these are rated to 2 ton, which I think is reasonable. Again, it's probably more than they need to be, but I don't think you'd get a fork tine bought probably off the shelf really with any less. So I appreciate it's got to sit somewhere, isn't it? Yeah, my next thing is probably got to fit check valves to this now, because if I'm going to be lifting, probably need to keep it safe, keep it within the regs. But that aside, yeah, pleased with the concept. Needed to know if they worked first before I spend a load of money upgrading the digger. So let's see how we get on. I will catch you all in the next video with any luck. Not sure what that'll be. It's been a bit sporadic with the old work recently. Bits and bobs here and there. But these will be out on the job at some point. Catch you later, guys.